Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, hello and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. How y'all doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Nice little Wednesday here. So, doing better than expected. So, just a couple more days left. Get to that weekend. Our big Stars Ball is going on. Virginia's over here all excitedly trying to get together our outfits for Saturday night that we're going to be wearing.
Well, it's a circus theme, and I've known for a while that I just want to be a clown because I like that. And you can be like a kind of sexy clown, and I like that. I think that you, Kevin, should be the ringmaster because you're kind of like the ringmaster of the silly circus in here.
Okay, organize the chaos.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then I think Jaybird should be a lion, and then you can be the lion tamer.
Okay.
And
I think both.
That would be all the major circus costumes, right?
That's a lot of them.
One of my favorite things is to be able to pick out my own outfit and kind of come up with my own identity. Show off my own, flair.
You can pick your own lion. You can pick whatever lion you want to be.
So am I locked in the lion? I just need to know if I'm going to get fucking attitude if I'm not a lion.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could be a clown too if you want to be a clown, but then you're kind of a hack of me.
Yeah.
Oh, this sounds fun.
Yeah. So what do you want to do? You want to be a hack, or you want to disappoint Virginia?
I want to go home.
Nope. You're under contract, baby.
Oh man.
Yeah, just it's a lot, Kevin.
Well, what else do you have? You have the trapeze artist in a circus. You have a daredevil, right? The guy who gets shot out of the cannon.
The cannon guy. Yeah.
But how would I wear a suit for that?
I don't know if you need a cannon.
It's usually like a jumpsuit. They kind of have remember when I was a little kid, there was this daredevil named Evel Knievel, and it looked like a painter's kind of outfit. You know, that zipped up and it was all connected.
Yeah, with a cape.
Yeah.
I don't think but I have to wear a suit to this thing, so I can't.
No, you don't have to wear a suit. So it's black tie optional. But I think with this theme, we prefer that guests and hosts and everybody wear a costume.
So I can go costume this year then?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, that makes things a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Virginia
but it's
gives
a
you
circus theme. So you want to make sure that your costume matches the theme.
Yeah.
Everybody that wears a costume is going to be in the circus theme.
Yeah. So, you can't go as something else.
Yeah. You can't go as like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah,
it won't make any sense.
Well, I wouldn't fucking do that. I'm not lying when I say I'm annoyed.
Oh, you're gonna be a lion.
Like it or not.
Oh, good gosh.
Here's your outfit. Yeah. Okay.
See, aren't you happy you don't have a wife? You only have to deal with that here. If you was poor Kevin, you have to deal with that here and then go home and get it again.
I walked in from such a peaceful conversation talking to Denny just about music and some stuff. And then
lovely, wasn't it?
I walked in right before the podcast. You're going to be a lion.
Yeah.
What?
You're thrust into all this. Yeah.
And he loves to pick his own costume so much.
And she's like, you're going to be a lion, blah, 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 and blah, blah. And then Kevin started the podcast, and here we are.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to be a lion because she wants me to be a lion.
That's not true. That's not true. I'll explore everything.
Okay.
All right.
Do you have a ringmaster outfit?
I'm buying him one right now.
Good. That's good.
I got strong arm too.
That's good. Let her buy it and then forget this conversation.
She found it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, just send me the link. She's like, no, I'm gonna buy it for you right now, and you just pay me back. I'm like, all right.
Shit, I'm gonna yell.
Well, I have Amazon Prime, so I can have it at my house by tonight or
okay.
tomorrow, and then that way you can try it on and make sure you love it. If you don't love it, we can get you a different size.
Okay. All right.
Put him up. I'm practicing my lion.
See, you're coming into it, baby.
Yeah, that's just in my life. I found when you've got a woman that's got momentum on something, it just, you know what? I mean, unless it's going to kill you, just let them maintain their momentum. Don't break their stride.
You think I got the energy to deal with that shit?
No. She's got a full head of steam. She's heading downhill with this. It's just, just get out of the way.
Guess
basically.
what? Roar! I'm a lion.
Yeah.
I'll buy your costume too.
It's going to be so much easier.
I'll take you up on that.
Yeah.
I'm a large right now.
Okay, girl, I'll make you a sweet ass lion.
Okay, so it's not right.
Look, happy ending.
There you go. Happy ending. Isn't this great? And here we are. Okay, got a bunch of emails here today and a couple of messages. One thing that happened on the regular show, we were talking about restaurants that are going away that have been around for a while. City Pizza that has been at City Place, I think pretty much since it opened.
Yeah, I can't remember a time when there wasn't a City Pizza right there.
Well, we've been here for 25 years. We started in May, and I remember it was October because we were at Fantasy Fest in Key West when they opened up City Place of 99. So that's how
you got a good memory.
That's how I've got my references on that. And they said 23 years on City Pizza. So I guess 2 years in, they opened up. So they've been there for most part of the lifetime of City Place.
They had really good pizza.
Yeah.
I always enjoyed their pizza.
We've been in there drunk before. Remember that? I do remember that.
What do you mean? We've been several times.
We went in there after a Stars Ball, I think, and I was hammered.
We would go out there after sometimes Dirty Martini or Blue Martini.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, we went in there and hammered a lot.
Yeah. So they have jacked the rent apparently, and they're trying to run out a lot of the mid to lower end, what they deem clientele. So they're trying to remake every place in there to be schwanky and expensive. And so they're going to put a higher paying tenant in there. The Cheesecake Factory is going to be knocked down for a schwanky hotel. So that's what they're doing there.
Someone texted me and said, Bird, have you tried the Cheesecake Factory macaroni and cheese balls lately? I feel like they've changed.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. That's why I put it out there. I know we have some people that work with the Cheesecake Factory. Let me know the scoop. That's one of my favorite dishes there.
Nancy Gelfo is an insider over there.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to know if they've changed the... You've never even tried that, have you, Kev? A fried macaroni and cheese ball with some kind of... It's like a marinara sauce. You dip it in.
Sounds amazing.
I don't
think I have.
Oh, it's so good.
If they did change it, though... That's so disappointing, especially if it's not as good. You're like, what are y'all doing?
Well,
to save money?
This is just a snack rumor that's out there. Someone was asking me, talking about this. There's a rumor out there.
Well, you're the man to go do the work.
I appreciate that.
And the other place closing is Harry and the Natives in Hobe Sound. Your husband, Panda, actually sent me a photo of it, and they have a banner out front that says, thank you for 72 years. So it's a big whole dramatic thing. But then I got a couple messages about it. One person said, update on Harry and the Natives. They are not closing.
What?
That was from Larry and the Natives, the new person.
It was a trick? It was a trick by Harry to get us to come in there and buy more mahi-mahi sandwiches?
I guess Harry started a post that he thought might get 4,000 people, got 400,000. They started a GoFundMe page. And a longtime Hobe Sound resident says, I'm glad to see it will not be closing. The other thing I had read in TC Palm that somebody had sent me an article on is that Harry is going into business with two other guys. And, you know, the Villages, the place that is up there between Orlando and Gainesville, that he's going to open another place there.
Okay.
With those other two guys. So I don't know if that means that the Harry and the Natives will stay open in Hobe Sound, or they just are referring to his new restaurant that he's going to open up there. So I don't know. So it's still, it is or is not closing.
It's a super charming little spot. If you haven't gone, patronize it. It's adorable once you get in there. Cute little stage. It's not huge. It's not the kind of space we could ever do a KVJ event in. It's just not big enough, but it's super charming.
I'll take a plate of confusion for breakfast. I just want the details. What's going on here?
So there you go. So
Harry, I hope you're not going away.
Now, other things that need your attention. Jennifer said, I just heard you guys talking about the devastation in western North Carolina. Please let people know that there are a ton of rural areas there without any way of getting any information, and a ton of people are having to be airlifted out.
Yeah, I've got a friend who's a helicopter pilot, and he was texting me during the break that we were talking about it, and he said they built a mobile command unit in Asheville, and the emergency manager there who's running it says it's the worst devastation he's ever seen. He thinks the death toll is a fraction of what it will end up being because they can't even get to the people. They don't have power. They don't have water. It's going to be months, maybe longer.
Wow.
There's trees down everywhere. Mud is on everything.
It's just crazy. 40 trillion gallons. Basically, the same amount of water as what's in Lake Tahoe is just dumped in that little area up in the mountains. And then as it rushed down, that is what it created
Mudslides.
Big old mudslides and just everything. And that was some of the stuff I'd heard. There was one guy, like, they didn't even know. There's this guy and his fiance. They're in their house, and they just heard this sound like a locomotive. And then kaboom, the house breaks apart, and he says, I love you, and she gets whisked away, and he hasn't seen her since.
Oh, my God.
I mean, those are some of the true stories of what people are dealing with there. So,
It's awful.
yeah, to give you a little perspective on it, there's a GoFundMe for Hope Mills that you can go and find. They are rural, and helicopter supplies are being flown in. So you're talking about a long rehabilitation process on that. So our best to them. That's
horrifying.
Pretty crazy.
And you're in Asheville, you're in like the mountains. You don't think like, oh my gosh, I'm going to need hurricane insurance or flood insurance. Like, I think about the coastline for that sort of stuff. I think about, people that live along the beach area like us.
Yeah, I mean, it does. There are certain areas where it does flood, some parts like that. But somebody there had said it's biblical in the sense that this area has not seen that kind of flooding since the Great Flood. You're talking Noah, if you believe in such things, that's how far back you'd have to go. They said never have you had that kind of flooding. So they were not used to some of that. Now, if you live in the mountains or the hills and stuff like that, I remember in southern West Virginia where my grandparents lived, the rivers would overflow and you'd have some issues like that. And it'd be kind of messy and maybe a house or two would get swept away, but that'd be about it. Not to this scale.
Man, Mother Nature just doesn't give a shit, man. She will
doesn't.
come through and fuck up your world.
Yeah.
Makes you so grateful that storm didn't hit us. I mean, just so sad for those people, though.
Yep. And let me see. I know one other question you had, Virginia, was about if you saw the news yesterday. Iran was shooting off some pew-pew-pews, some missiles, about 180 they launched in yesterday. So they did what they could to knock most of them out. And they did for the most part. But if, what happens, unfortunately, a few got through. They reported 32 deaths from it. But, yeah, continuing escalations of hostilities in that part of the world.
Well, Magnolia's friend is on the USS Wasp.
Okay.
And it's literally right there off the coast of Lebanon or in the Red Sea or... So literally, he's like right there, brand new. Like he's graduated with Magnolia and went right into the Navy, and bam, now he's in the middle of war. And I'm just horrified. I watch the news. I'm biting my fingernails.
Well, he's on the sidelines to it. He's in the area, but
are they shooting at the U.S. boats at all?
I think they're fine. I mean, they're not going to be able to get anything at him, and they're not shooting at any of the warships that I've heard yet. The Houthis in a different part have been shooting a bit, but they a lot of times had that kind of stuff. The missiles that'll take it down.
Some real depressing shit.
I know.
It's scary to me. I mean,
yeah, I think
this
you're
is
all
like
good.
a kid I know, and he's such a sweet kid. He called me a MILF. He'll always have a special place in my heart.
That's what made it sweet.
Yes.
So this is why you have an affinity to this kid? Is because he called you a MILF?
100%.
This sweet story just took a weird turn.
Oh, look,
Thank you. I'm glad it was getting depressing.
I was so appreciative that this kid would say that.
Kev, he was such a sweet kid. He said I was a mother. He wanted to fuck.
He said he wanted to tap my ass,
I mean, Kev, isn't he so sweet?
He can't die in war, Kev.
No,
Kevin.
Most of Magnolia's friends didn't even take a second look at us.
Sweet like fucking pumpkin pie, Kev.
Yeah.
Love this kid.
He wants my sweet peach.
I don't know if he does.
He wants to bite of my short cookie, Kev. Sweetheart.
Well, now I get the affinity you have for him. Now it makes more sense. Yeah, Virginia was texting me yesterday. She was like, I gotta get an update. Is he in trouble? I'm like, I think he's still. Yeah, I mean, they kind of every couple decades they have a little, they shoot off a couple pew-pews here and there, but I think he's still okay, so don't sweat it. Jeremy had said, I was listening to you guys yesterday talk about Pete Rose back in the day. I'd say it was the early 90s. My mom used to date him.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, I was too young at the time to realize who Pete Rose was. He's a former Cincinnati Reds baseball player, 17-time All-Star, 3-time World Series recipient, but still not in the Hall of Fame. Said, I just thought he was an old, creepy restaurant owner trying to get with my young Italian mother. I always had the choice to go to Wilt Chamberlain's or Pete Rose's restaurant in Boca. But to me, I always chose Wilt Chamberlain's until I was forced to go to that other restaurant because my mom started dating him. I remember there was like a radio booth above the tables where Pete would sit, and sometimes he would just get on the speaker and start talking about baseball.
Yep, he would. Yeah, they
crazy,
did have
huh?
that. They do live broadcasts from that Pete Rose.
Oh yeah,
That's restaurant.
Cool. I do remember that booth. Yeah, it was still around when I first got to town.
I'm not trying to make it weird for that guy, but that he was known as Charlie Hustle, and a man like that plays ball in the field.
Oh, what he does in the bedroom?
In the bedroom, Virginia.
Yeah.
He did a head first slide.
Right
He gave
into
it to your mom's peach so good.
Yeah,
He was
did.
known for doing head first dive slides into the base and just really wrapping around that.
Yeah, he would. Full contact.
He's the hit king.
Yeah. Hit it.
Big bat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Charlie Hustle.
And I got an email here from Tara. Jaybird, you were talking about how you had an interesting dream and then woke up with it felt like something in your arm. How's that doing today?
I still have a mark there, right? You can see it.
Yeah, I do.
When are we lancing it?
It's sore.
I'll lance that thing right open right now.
I don't think it's related to my hornet sting.
No, you said that was on your
That's
shoulder.
up here.
This
But
is
my
on your
arm is sore as shit. If I was a southpaw and I had to throw a baseball game today, Virginia, you'd have to bench my ass.
You're no Charlie Hustle.
Tara said, I thought I'd share an interesting experience I had, similar to Jaybird's. She said, I think he needs to pop it. Because I had something happen back in the day where there was something plastic put in my arm. It was about 20-ish plus years ago. One evening, I heard this strange loud sound, something kind of like an aircraft outside. My room was in the basement because I was in high school, so I didn't have a good window to look out of, so I never actually saw anything, and I was too scared to go upstairs. Then 1940s music started playing,
What?
but it sounded like it was coming from my room.
What
I
the
also-
hell?
I also heard conversations of people talking. I know it sounds crazy, but this went on for about 3 to 5 minutes. I eventually fell asleep later that night, and when I woke up, I had a small bump on my arm. It looked kind of like a blackhead, but bigger. I could see there was something dark in there. I never thought at the time that it would have maybe been a chip. I kept messing with it and trying to pop it, and after about 2 weeks, I finally self-operated and I got it out. It was a very small, what kind of looked like a piece of plastic and kind of on the flatter side, not round. There was another time where I did see something in the air. Didn't look like an airplane. It was a triangle, had 3 lights, one on each point. I was about 16 or 17. I didn't really know what kind of stuff it was. It was high in the air, so I thought I was just seeing things. But then a couple years later, my husband said he grew up in the same area, Chicago, in the burbs, had a similar instance where he woke up with red marks on his stomach.
Whoa.
And other people in the area for years have stated that they saw the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, I just had a dream that they were working on my arm and they were putting a chip or something in my arm, and then I had something on my arm. Now, sometimes you can have your dreams dictate what's going on because something outside, maybe I got bit by something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Chip.
Could have been. Yeah, I'd had that about a week or so ago where I woke up and I don't know if it was an ingrown hair, if it was some kind of bite or something like that. Just painful. So it does kind of happen. In South Florida, you never know because there's all kinds of insects and just crap that'll bite you in your sleep.
Well, sometimes I think you can have dreams. You ever have that where, I don't know, you're in water or something and then you realize...
You wake up and you pissed yourself.
Yeah, there you go.
Look what I did.
Oh, my peach is all wet, Kev.
Oh, gross. We do not want to talk about your piss
No, we don't.
peach.
Soggy peaches are not
Good gosh.
not real hot.
You went too far this time, Sinicky.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, your pissy peaches not doing it.
Pissy peach.
That'd be a great name, though, if you want to do an album. Pissy Peach.
Pissy peach.
Yuck. Amber said, yeah, I had a little issue with Ticketmaster. My tickets to the Morgan Wallen show
Those couldn't have been cheap.
for Friday in Tampa were transferred without my permission to a hacker on the Ticketmaster account. I've been calling since Saturday with no resolution, and the event's coming up on Friday.
Oh, no.
I've already lost money in July due to the canceled concert and about to lose more money, clearly because Ticketmaster has no pep in their step trying to resolve this issue. I've been hearing so many problems that people are having with, and it's not just Ticketmaster, I think it's the other ticket sites, even Vivid and stuff like that, these hackers and crap, man, it's unreal.
What the hell is going on?
I don't know.
If you buy it from Ticketmaster and it's not safe, what is safe? Because supposedly they have the Ticketmaster guarantee, and that's why I always pay a little extra to buy it off of Ticketmaster instead of one of the hacker sites.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's really kind of a mess. And look, we're in this era where there are a lot of concerts people really want to go see, and they're paying a lot of money for it. And so I can see why it'd be, something that hackers would want to be a part of. They say that 63 million tickets were sold at concerts in 2023, with the average price being $118. And they say the top 100 tours gross $7.5 billion.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
It's a huge industry. And so anything where there's a lot of money being exchanged hands, especially electronically, now that is such an invitation for hackers because they're just going to spend their time and use their intellect to figure out how to get your money.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. They say that Gen Z just surpassed millennials in the last year, though, for highest concert expenditures. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Didn't you go to more concerts when you were younger?
I did. A lot more.
Well, they were a lot cheaper. That's why.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was listening to an old commercial for I think it was a Journey concert back in the early 90s. I think it was the ticket was $12 to go.
Yeah,
it's so
it was, yeah.
little.
My first concert, 5 bands, all of them pretty big at the time, $22, I remember was the ticket. I was like,
wow.
Oh, man. I remember saving up for that $22, but yeah, that's what it was. For like Van Halen and a whole bunch of other groups.
When you were growing up, did you guys have a mall where you'd go into and they had a glass gazebo where they'd sell stuff like pot stuff, but it wasn't pot stuff, music stuff? It kind of looked like a head shop, but they were always in malls.
Yeah, we had a mall. I don't know about the head shop stuff. I do remember that they'd have some kiosks with stuff. I thought I remembered, I don't know what it was. It was a little knick-knacky type of crap.
It was a big deal because, as a little kid, you always heard you're not allowed to cut up money. If you cut up money, you're going to jail. Mm-hmm. And they would always sell this $100 bill in there that was cut up and shredded in a... And I thought it was real as a kid. Oh, my gosh, it's so badass. I can't believe they're doing that with $100. Mm-hmm. That was a big thing.
Had to be just fake.
It had to have been, right?
Yeah, I would imagine.
They couldn't get away with that shit, but I think they were possibly selling drugs back there.
Who knows? Yeah,
are they still open and can I go?
Right.
I think they are.
Mm-hmm. Jennifer asked, as you get older, what is something that becomes increasingly annoying? Yeah, there are a lot of things. I mean, I think about doing the early concerts. That first concert I went to, I don't know, it was necessary, but we camped out front of a record store. to get those
Yes.
tickets.
We camped out front of Peaches record store.
Yeah, we had one down here. That was
Pissy Peaches?
Pissy
No,
Peach.
it was Peaches Hold the Piss.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, we had one down here. I think one off Okeechobee
There
Boulevard.
was, yeah. I remember that. It's now an outdoor furniture store. But yeah, I do remember that when I first got to town. That was still open. Record stores used to get. Yeah, and I remember going to the first, I guess the second Woodstock, the one that they had in the 94. And I remember that night we slept, because the whole place was so muddy and nasty. The most comfortable place we saw was we slept in the parking lot where there's some concrete. And I was like, oh, thank God. I'm like, now I think about that, what?
You slept on the concrete.
Slept on, had nothing. I mean, I didn't have a pillow or anything. We didn't have any camping supplies. Yeah, just as you were. Like in the clothes I had, we just laid down on the concrete and you put your hands, use that for a pillow.
Damn.
That's how and then I went to the concert the whole next day.
Was it fun?
No.
Great
So not
experience.
worth the pavement nap.
I'm glad I went just for the memories and everything that happened, but yeah, no. Like, there's no way.
Wasn't that considered one of the most violent?
No, the one they had in '99. They tried it again 5 years later, and then they had, I think it was like rioting, people burning couches. There were a lot of rapes that
It
happened.
was awful. It was
Yeah,
bad.
and then they didn't do another one. So I went to the one that was the, I guess, 25-year anniversary of it.
Okay.
And yeah, the one I went to was the one, it was raining, of course, because that's what upstate New York does that time of year. And Green Day was on stage, and people were throwing clods of mud, and it got so chaotic. And they were throwing clods of mud at the band. The band started throwing them back. Somebody got on stage, and the security was trying to get people off stage, and they didn't realize it, but one guy came up and got in security's face, and they punched him right in the face, and it was the bass player.
Oh, shoot.
And he's like, fuck you guys. And the whole band left the stage because the bass player got punched in the face.
Well, but he's holding the bass. Don't you realize he's in the frickin' band?
Yeah, and I remember I had to babysit Green Day, and they were assholes to me, so I was giggling my ass off. I'm like, yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Billy Joe was probably so mad. I can't believe it.
Yeah, they're still that way. They went off on Las Vegas. Now all Las Vegas radio has banned Green Day songs.
Really?
Yeah.
Screw you, Las Vegas.
Yeah, but now he looks like an old woman. So it's weird. He's still got like that punk rock attitude, but he looks like an old lady now.
There was one time they only gave him 1 minute to play. I forget what award show.
It was an iHeart. It was iHeart Radio Music Festival. Yeah.
He's
he
like,
was-
you give me 1 minute. I was bigger than Justin Bieber. I'm like, oh my
yeah,
God.
that's how he was when I had to deal with him.
That's
Yeah,
a
it's
lot.
rough, man.
He
Yeah.
deserved to get a little mud
It was
sandwich.
6 hours of their bullshit.
Is that performative or is that really how he's like?
No, I think he's just, I don't know. I mean, I think he takes it too seriously, like he's punk rock. And it's crazy that he's still that way. It's like, dude, you haven't calmed down yet? He's still just.
A lot of those old school rockers are.
They still do.
They
You're right. I
do.
remember the Johnny Rotten and the Sex Pistols and those guys. Yeah, they're still kind of cocks.
They are. There's a lot of old.
I guess once you're in punk, you have to always be an asshole.
Old timey, but not even just punk. There's some old timey musicians that are just cocks now.
Isn't it exhausting to be that big of a dick all the time?
I would think so.
Yeah,
I
it
think
would
it'd
be
a lot.
exhausting.
Yeah. So talking about things that are increasingly annoying, standing in lines, there's no way. I'm not doing that kind of stuff. Sleeping not in my own bed. I used to sleep in crazy ass places, and it didn't bother me, and I was fine. Nuh-uh. Not doing that now.
Loud, startling noises that
Right, yeah.
that I don't know where they're coming. Like,
Freaks you out.
It
yeah.
freaks me out. It makes me mad. I feel like the world's ending. It's a lot.
Right. Yeah. You just get your creature comforts have got to be around. You're like, I think what it is, you just get sick of this shit.
Exactly. You're getting too old for
Like
this
going
shit.
to nightclubs, bars, waiting for a drink, standing in lines, paying too much money, not being able to talk to people because it's too loud.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
I don't think you were here when I told this, but there's somebody in my neighborhood that keeps on doing a chainsaw or a loud drill saw at 1 o'clock in the morning working on something. And it's so loud and abrasive. And every time it always catches me off guard.
You hear it?
Yes.
Is
through
it just your direct neighbor?
No, it's not. I can't figure out where it's coming from. It's not behind me. It's not neither next to me. It's somewhere a little bit deeper, but I can hear it.
Dang.
Yeah, it's quite startling.
Okay.
I hate it.
Yeah.
You want to help me go on a little mission?
Why don't you just get a sound machine? Like one of the,
I have one.
that makes like white noise?
I have that.
You can hear it over that?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Damn.
All right, I guess you're not going to help me.
I have to come to your house at 1 a.m. so we can find this fuck face?
All right, never mind. I guess I'm not going to be the lion now, Kevin.
Oh.
You helped me find the phone that one
If
time.
I'm at your house at 1 a.m., it has gone so sideways.
All right. Never mind.
I remember I had an old ass uncle that would show up at our family reunion. And you ever seen the guy from, I think it was Poltergeist 2, the preacher guy?
Yeah.
He looked just like, and he talked just like, he was creepy as fuck. And this guy, my uncle, I think he was uncle, cousin, something like that. He got to an age, he kept hearing weird noises. So it looked like, you ever seen the corn cob holders that you put on either end? And
Yeah.
he had those kind of things sticking out of his ears because he would hear these high-pitched noises all the time.
Oh, my.
Oh, it was crazy. And I remember he always had to say the grace that we would have at the family reunion. We got a whole banquet room full of like 40 people. And he'd be like, "Dear Lord, we just want to thank," and we're like, "Oh my God." I mean, his prayer would take 45 fucking minutes. The food was so cold. I'm like, can somebody either kill this guy or speed him up? What is going on?
So the sounds that he was hearing, were they really there?
I don't know what the hell it was. He always had to have him in. And I remember, like, I said, so what would happen if I just went up behind him and yanked both those things out? And they're like, oh, he would freak out.
Oh, man.
Because I guess it was a rush of no, I don't know what the hell's going on. He heard like dog whistles or something.
Shit, makes me think maybe no one's working on something at 1 o'clock.
You might be getting what's going on with that, dude. You might have to put those corn cob looking things in your ears.
Uh-oh.
That would suck, man. Imagine that there's no chainsaw.
You're hearing noises that aren't there.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that chip.
Which is weird. I don't want to say anything. Mm-hmm. It's the way I think my faucet is on one of the, when you play or when you turn on the shower, it does at times sound like 1940s music. It's very bizarre. I know that doesn't make any sense, but I think water sometimes can sound like music.
But how high were you?
No, it wasn't. I was not high. That high. I wasn't. I really was not. I wasn't.
All right. Denise said, I'm getting caught up on the podcast from Monday's ATS. You're talking about if a law passes, will you still get drug tested at your job if Amendment 3 passes here in Florida? And apparently, Denise says it's all up to the company. Their policy can override a state law.
Dang.
That's kind of crazy, isn't it, to have something legal in your state and your company's like, yeah, no, you can't do that.
Well, if you have to drive the company vehicle, I think it becomes a liability. And for their insurance, they must make sure that their people aren't hammered or high when they drive their vehicles.
I think that might be right.
Okay.
I've just heard other people talk about that before and them saying something along those lines.
It's insurance, it's liability, it's all those things. You know, people can't wait to sue somebody these days.
But it could change possibly. You never know.
Okay.
The policy, I mean.
Yeah, I don't think there'll ever be a time when the workplace will just be like, yeah, fuck it, we'll let guys that are high drive our truck.
No, not that. I'm saying that there may be something to where they're allowed to smoke it at night when they're not driving.
Right.
There may be a test you're able to. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
But yeah, here we are. You still fucking talking, aren't you?
Yeah.
Singing for that supper.
Oh, you're going to be a lion on Saturday.
That's right.
Rawr, bitch.
Like it or not. Michael wanted to do a little shout out. 10th anniversary of my amazing wife, best friend, mother of my children, most wonderful soul I've ever met. I love you, Samantha, always and forever.
Oh, that's a sweet thing.
Great song.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Who sings it?
Heat Wave.
That's right, Bird. Very nice. He's on it, baby. There you go. All right. A little bit of love. Enjoy it. All right, y'all. Thanks for being here, and thanks for the emails. You can always send them to us, mail at kvjshow.com. Enjoy your day.